Once upon a time in northern Nigeria, in the heart of a small Hausa town named Zaria. The landscape is a mix of ancient architecture, vibrant markets, and vast plains dotted with acacia trees. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Amina sat on her porch, the scent of roasted maize wafting through the air. She was lost in thought, her hands idly tracing the outline of a weathered leather journal. It had been her late grandfather's, a relic of a time long past, filled with tales and secrets she had yet to unravel. For months, the journal had sat untouched on her shelf, but an unexplainable urge to explore its contents had pulled her in. Her grandfather, a respected elder in Zaria, had always spoken in riddles and metaphors, hinting at a truth buried deep within their family history. Amina hoped this journal would provide clarity. With a deep breath, she opened the journal. The pages were yellowed, and the ink was faded but legible. It began with her grandfather's elegant handwriting, detailing his daily life, his observations about the world, and the people around him. But as she read deeper, the entries shifted from mundane routines to mysterious accounts of an unnamed stranger. One entry captured her attention. The stranger appeared on the eve of the full moon, his eyes a mirror of the night sky. He whispered of secrets buried in the sands of time, of truths that could change the very fabric of our existence. I fear I may be drawn into his world. Intrigued, Amina continued to read, each entry revealing more about this stranger. He spoke of hidden treasures in the ancient city of Kano, of long-lost tales that the elders had buried. Amina's heart raced as she realized her grandfather had followed this stranger, driven by a quest for truth. The next day, armed with her grandfather's journal and a fierce curiosity, Amina set off for Kano, the city known for its rich history and vibrant culture. The journey was long, but the excitement of discovery fueled her every step. As she traveled, she envisioned the stranger, a figure draped in mystery, leading her to answers she desperately sought. Upon reaching Kano, Amina was enveloped by the city's bustling energy. The air was thick with the aroma of spices, and the vibrant colors of the market stalls dazzled her senses. Yet, amidst the chaos, she felt an inexplicable pull towards the ancient walls of the city. Guided by her intuition and the journal's cryptic entries, she navigated through winding alleyways until she reached a forgotten courtyard. It was a place her grandfather had described, the old fountain adorned with intricate carvings, overgrown with vines and flowers. A chill ran down her spine as she sensed the weight of history in the air. At the center of the courtyard lay a weathered stone tablet, its surface worn by time. She brushed her fingers over the inscriptions, struggling to decipher the faded symbols. Just as frustration began to mount, she noticed a familiar pattern, the same markings her grandfather had sketched in the journal. With renewed determination, Amina sat on the ground, flipping through the journal, comparing the sketches to the tablet. It was a map, a guide leading her to the stranger's treasure, but also to the truth her grandfather had sought. The journal described a series of hidden locations within Kano, each tied to stories of betrayal and honor. The first destination was an abandoned mosque on the outskirts of the city. As she approached the mosque, its crumbling walls whispered secrets of the past. Inside, she found remnants of ancient manuscripts, detailing tales of the Hausa people, their struggles, and triumphs. Amina spent hours poring over the texts, her heart racing with each discovery. But the stranger's presence loomed over her thoughts, urging her to continue her quest. The next location was a forgotten well, said to have been a meeting point for rebels during the colonial era. As she stood before the well, Amina felt a surge of energy, as if the spirits of those who had gathered there were guiding her. She peered into the depths, searching for any clues, when a glimmer caught her eye. Reaching down, she pulled out a small, ornate box. Inside lay a necklace, adorned with a beautiful gemstone that seemed to pose with a life of its own. Suddenly, a voice interrupted her reverie. "You have found what many seek, yet few understand." Startled, Amina turned to see an elderly man with a long white beard, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. He introduced himself as Baba Suleiman, a guardian of the city's history. Amina felt a connection, sensing he held answers to the questions swirling in her mind. With newfound determination, Amina thanked Baba Suleiman and hurried to the last location marked in her grandfather's journal, the old marketplace, where a festival was taking place. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the vibrant sounds of drums. But Amina's focus was elsewhere. She saw the entrance to the chamber described in the journal. As she wandered through the crowd, the necklace around her neck began to glow, pulsing in rhythm with the drums. Amina felt a magnetic pull guiding her through the throngs of people. She followed the energy, weaving through the stalls until she found herself in front of an ancient wooden door, hidden behind colorful fabrics. Taking a deep breath, Amina pushed the door open, revealing a dimly lit staircase leading down into the earth. As she descended, the air grew cooler, and the sounds of the festival faded away. At the bottom, she entered a vast chamber adorned with murals depicting the history of the Hausa people. The stories of love, war, and resilience came to life on the walls. In the center of the chamber stood a stone pedestal, its surface worn but sturdy. Amina approached it, her heart racing. The journal had described this very place, where the truth awaited those brave enough to seek it. As she placed the necklace on the pedestal, a low hum resonated through the chamber, and the murals began to shimmer, revealing a hidden story. Amina watched in awe as images unfolded her ancestors, warriors and scholars, united in their struggle for identity and freedom. The vision culminated in a moment that made her breath catch, her grandfather, standing beside the stranger, both gazing at the future with hope and determination. It became clear to Amina that the stranger was not merely a wanderer but a guide, leading her family through generations to preserve their legacy. Tears streamed down her face as the truth washed over her. The hidden truth was not just about treasure or secrets, it was about understanding her roots, her identity, and the sacrifices made by those before her. Amina realized that her journey was a continuation of her grandfather's quest, a chance to honor their history and forge a path forward. As she emerged from the chamber, the sun was setting again, casting a warm glow over the marketplace. Amina felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing she carried the weight of her ancestors with her. The necklace, now a symbol of her journey, glimmered against her chest. She made her way back through the festival, her heart full of stories to tell. She would return to Zaria, not just as a seeker of truth, but as a storyteller, a keeper of her family's legacy. The stranger's journal had led her to uncover the hidden depth of her history, a truth that would resonate for generations to come. As Amina stepped into the fading light, she understood that sometimes, following a stranger's path leads to discovering the most profound truths within ourselves. The end.